Hello everyone, and welcome back to Module 5 of our NEXTED series on IoT Communication and Networking, brought to you by Nexaspaces. So far in this module, we've been exploring how IoT devices talk to each other, from Wi-Fi to Bluetooth, and even LoRa. But today, we're going to focus on one of the most important communication protocols in the IoT world, MQTT. MQTT, short for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport, is the backbone of many smart devices, industrial systems, and cloud applications. Whether it's your smart light turning on from a mobile app, or a factory machine sending real-time performance data to the cloud, chances are, MQTT is involved. In this video, we'll understand what MQTT is, how it works using the publish-subscribe model, its architecture, quality of service levels, why it's a great fit for IoT, and finally, we'll get hands-on with an implementation using ESP32 and a broker. By the end of this video, you'll not just know the theory, but also how to actually use MQTT in your own projects. So, what exactly is MQTT? MQTT stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. It's a lightweight messaging protocol designed specifically for devices with limited processing power, small memory, and low network bandwidth. Let's break that down. Lightweight means that MQTT adds very little overhead to the data being transmitted. While HTTP may need hundreds of bytes just for headers, MQTT can work with as little as 2 bytes. Telemetry means remote measurement and communication, like collecting sensor readings from a distant location. Transport simply refers to the transfer of messages from one device to another. MQTT was originally developed by IBM in 1999 to monitor oil pipelines over expensive satellite connections. Imagine sending sensor data over a network where every byte costs money. Efficiency was key. That same efficiency is why MQTT is so useful for IoT today. It's now standardized by OASIS and widely used across industries, from smart homes to automotive, healthcare, and industrial IoT. To understand MQTT, we first need to understand how it communicates. Unlike HTTP, which follows a request-response model, MQTT uses something called the publish-subscribe model. Here's how it works. Publisher: this is a device or application that sends out messages. For example, a temperature sensor in your living room publishes the current temperature every 10 seconds. Subscriber: this is any device or application that wants to receive those messages. For instance, your mobile app subscribes to the living room temperature updates. Broker: this is the middleman, the most important part of MQTT. The broker receives messages from publishers and then distributes them to all the subscribers who are interested. Let's take an example. Imagine you have 10 sensors in your home and 3 different apps or devices that need the data. Without MQTT, each sensor would need to directly communicate with each app, leading to a web of complicated connections. But with MQTT, all sensors publish to the broker, and the apps just subscribe to the topics they care about. The broker handles the distribution efficiently. This model makes the system more scalable, more flexible, and easier to manage compared to the direct request-response method of HTTP. Now, let's dive a little deeper into MQTT architecture. The core of MQTT is the broker. This is the central server that routes all messages. Without a broker, publishers and subscribers wouldn't know where to send or receive data. Messages in MQTT are organized using something called topics. Think of topics like labeled mailboxes. A publisher sends a message into a mailbox with a label, and subscribers who are watching that mailbox will get the message. For example, a sensor might publish to the topic home/living room/temperature. Another sensor could publish to home/kitchen/humidity. Your smartphone app subscribes to home/living room/hashtag, where the hashtag means it wants all messages related to the living room. Popular MQTT brokers include Mosquito, which is lightweight and great for small setups, HiveMQ, which is enterprise grade, and EMQX, which is scalable for millions of connections. This structure allows you to easily add new devices, organize them neatly, and keep everything manageable. One of the things that makes MQTT so reliable is its quality of service, or QoS levels. These define how messages are delivered between publishers, brokers, and subscribers. There are 3 QoS levels in MQTT. QoS 0, at most once. This is the simplest. The publisher sends the message once, and if it doesn't reach, that's it. No retries, no confirmation. Think of it like sending a postcard. Once you drop it, you don't know if it was received. This is useful when losing a few messages is not critical, like sending temperature updates every second. QoS 1, at least once. Here, the broker guarantees that the message will reach the subscriber at least once, even if it means duplicates. This is like sending a parcel with delivery confirmation. If you don't get a confirmation, you resend it. This is useful for situations where data must arrive, but duplicates don't matter. For example, an alert that can be processed multiple times safely. QoS 2, exactly once. This is the most reliable but also the most resource-intensive. The broker and subscriber go through a handshake process to ensure the message is delivered exactly once. This is like handing a parcel directly to the person and signing a receipt. This is important for financial transactions or commands where duplication can cause problems, like turning a machine on or off. So why is MQTT such a perfect fit for IoT? Here are the main reasons. Lightweight, with a very small overhead, MQTT works well on devices with just a few kilobytes of RAM and limited processing power. Reliable, even in unstable networks like mobile data or remote rural connections, MQTT can deliver messages using QoS. Scalable, it can support thousands, even millions of devices connected to the same broker. Secure, MQTT supports encryption through TLS and authentication with username and password, making it safe for industrial and home use. Real-world applications? Plenty. Smart homes use MQTT to control lights, fans, ACs, and security systems. Agriculture relies on MQTT to collect soil moisture, humidity, and crop health data. Healthcare devices like patient monitoring systems send vital signs in real time using MQTT. Industries use MQTT for predictive maintenance, reducing downtime and increasing efficiency. Fun fact, even Facebook Messenger used MQTT in its early days because of its efficiency in handling millions of messages per second. Now that we understand the theory, let's see how MQTT is implemented in practice. We'll set up a simple system where an ESP32 microcontroller publishes temperature data to a broker, and a desktop client subscribes to receive it. Step 1. Setting up the broker. We'll use the Mosquito broker, which you can install on your PC, Raspberry Pi, or even run on a cloud server. Once installed, it runs as a background service, waiting for MQTT clients to connect. Step 2. Writing ESP32 code. In Arduino IDE, we'll write a program that connects the ESP32 to Wi-Fi, then to the Mosquito broker using its IP address. We'll use the PubSub client library, which makes MQTT easy to use. The ESP32 will publish temperature data to a topic called home/living-room/temperature. Step 3. Subscribing with an MQTT client. Next, we'll use an MQTT client software like MQTT Explorer or a Python script with the Payho MQTT library to subscribe to the same topic. As soon as the ESP32 sends the data, you'll see it pop up on your client in real time. And just like that, you've created a complete IoT communication system using MQTT. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at some real-world applications powered by MQTT. In smart homes, MQTT allows seamless control of lights, thermostats, and security cameras. In agriculture, farmers use MQTT to connect soil sensors, irrigation systems, and weather stations. In healthcare, wearable devices like heart rate monitors transmit patient data securely via MQTT. In industrial IoT, machines send performance metrics to the cloud for predictive maintenance. So, wherever you see IoT, chances are MQTT is working behind the scenes. To sum up, MQTT is a lightweight, reliable, and scalable protocol that forms the backbone of IoT communication. Its publish-subscribe model, QoS levels, and ease of implementation make it one of the most popular protocols in the world of connected devices. In our next video, we'll compare MQTT with another common protocol, HTTP, and discuss which one should you use for your IoT projects. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Nexaspaces NEXTED channel for more in-depth tutorials on embedded systems and IoT. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.